From CBS News Bay Area, this is the Morning Edition.
Thanks for joining us this morning. It's Monday, November 20th.
Let's get started.
She was well known for her efforts on mental health and caregiving and women's rights.
She spent her life building bridges and connecting people from communities all over the globe. The legacy of former First Lady Rosalind Carter as tributes pour in from around the Bay.
We just expected it to be like one of these normal conferences we have, and it was clearly like a different animal.
APEC would be epic. That's what businesses around the summit believe, but the meetings between global economies took an economic toll. Now San Francisco businesses look to a slow return to get customers back.
Goal. Purdy out of the shotgun. They'll look to throw it. Back in the end zone. Kittle's wide open. Touchdown 49ers.
Looking pretty good, Brock. The Niners quarterback beating back the Bucs, making history at the same time.
Just narrows and helps us focus and target the student population that we really need to work with.
Upside of AI for students. Does artificial intelligence deepen intelligence for struggling college students working to graduate? It's a Monday. The bell is ringing on a new week right now.
Good morning, everybody. It's nice to have you with us as we go into the week where we all say thank you. I'm Reed Cowan, and thank you for watching.
And I'm so thankful that you're here because you were in Vegas this weekend, Los Angeles. You just worked your whole way through, and you do have an update on holiday travel.
Yes, I'm going to get you where you're going so that you can avoid the crowds and the storms coming up.
I'm Nicole Zalumis. Gianna Franco is off this morning, so I'm going to handle all of your traffic needs. But taking a live look outside on this Monday morning, Jessica Birch is back, and she's going to handle all of your weather needs. And look at that, Jessica. It is clear skies.
It's windy, too. Wind speeds anywhere up to around 30, 40 miles per hour this morning in certain pockets of the Bay Area, allowing for that National Weather Service to issue a wind advisory until 9 a.m. So let's talk about that right now. Starting off widespread throughout the Bay Areas. We're waking up this morning. We're off to a cool start. 40s in the forecast for us down into the Santa Clara Valley, stretching all the way down into Morgan Hill, all the way up along the peninsula we go, along 101 into the heart of San Francisco. If you have work today in San Francisco, you can expect 50s turning into 60s this afternoon. The only place actually in the Bay Area we're going to be seeing 70s is up in Napa this afternoon. But for now, we're holding on tight to the 50s there as well. Here's what we're looking at with that wind advisory issued by the National Weather Service. This will expire at 9 a.m., but we still have some breezy conditions past that point. It's just worth noting it will be gusty heading into the next couple hours, specifically up in areas like Fairfield, Napa. I mean, all throughout the North Bay, we're seeing some breezy conditions this morning. Along our coastline, those winds move in from the north, so it's going to feel a lot drier for us this morning. Clear skies already. We'll continue to see that heading into this afternoon. Tomorrow and Wednesday, we'll have a little bit of clouds flirting with us, but no rain associated with it. Believe it or not, the storm system is actually tracking well to the north. Watch what happens right here. That storm system moves well into Canada, all throughout the Pacific Northwest. It's not going to reach its way down to us, though, just by Thanksgiving. So we're going to be seeing clear conditions heading into our Thanksgiving forecast, and I'll have more on that. And those beautiful 70s we can expect right around the corner coming up. For now, over to you, Nicole.
All right, thank you, Jessica. Traffic is picking up on 880 southbound entering into Hayward, so make sure you check your driving times before you hit the road on this Monday morning. In Oakland, the right-hand shoulder is blocked due to a crash causing one of the vehicles to engulf in flames there. This is on I-980 westbound before exit 2A. It's unknown if there are any injuries, so hopefully that driver was able to escape on time. Now, if you're in the peninsula, the right-hand shoulder also blocked. This is due to a stalled vehicle, though traffic there seems still to be flowing pretty good. Reed.
All right, so this morning we paid tribute to a former First Lady who spent her life in service to our community. Rosalind Carter died Sunday at the age of 96. A humanitarian, a major force behind her husband, former President Jimmy Carter. The issues we face in the Bay were things that Mrs. Carter worked on decades ago. We're talking about mental health and housing. Just a couple issues close to her heart. Carter died just 2 days after entering hospice. A private funeral is set for next Wednesday in Georgia. We'll have more on Rosalind Carter's legacy in the Bay Area in the next half hour. In the Middle East, there is word coming from the White House that more than 200 hostages held by terror group Hamas could be home by the holidays. A lot of negotiations happening, and we're going to watch for developments by the hour. Meanwhile, Israeli forces say the Al-Shifa hospital is where Hamas hid underground command centers. In fact, this is new video claiming to show terrorist tunnels and even hostages. Over the weekend, dozens of premature Palestinian babies were evacuated to Egypt to get medical care. Back in the Bay, protests continue in support of Palestinians. This demonstration in San Jose. Hamas controls the information out of Gaza, and they claim 15,000 are dead. Demonstrators here in the Bay continue a push for a ceasefire. Now, while pauses have happened, both Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu and President Joe Biden say an extended ceasefire would only benefit Hamas. Well, what a story in the Bay Area tech world this morning. New developments. San Francisco's AI shakeup continues. So here's the latest. We can tell you that Sam Altman, the former head of OpenAI, is going to work for Microsoft to lead their new advanced artificial intelligence research team. That's quite a turn. Friday, he was fired. Saturday and Sunday, he spent the weekend trying to get his job back, and now this morning, word his new home is Microsoft. Over at OpenAI, Emmett Shear will serve as interim chief. And by the way, that's not the only tech tremor. Cruise CEO and co-founder announced on social media that he is going to step down. And by the way, to sort of give you a point in time, this happens after the California DMV suspended Cruise's driverless testing permit. Just days ago, Cruise bosses announced removing the rest of their manually driven cars off the roads nationwide. This follows the October incident in San Francisco, where a Cruise car reportedly dragged a pedestrian struck by another car. Your community station with one of our most dearly held community initiatives. It's, of course, called Food for Bay Area Families. You know, amidst having to make cuts, our friends at the San Francisco Marin Food Bank just kicked off their 12th annual turkey drive. And, of course, we're there. Our Sean Chitness is live there this morning to see coverage that you will see all throughout the month. Our plan is huge, Sean, and it really gives people a chance to see that what they do can really serve their neighbor in a very real way.
Reed, every time we are here, we are so impressed by the hard work happening. The food is quickly being moved behind me just in the couple of hours that we have been here. So we certainly so appreciate that. We want to talk now to Michael Workla. He's the COO of SF Marin Food Bank. And Michael, talk to us again about just some of the changes and improvements you've been able to make recently here at the warehouse.
Sure. We expanded this building by about 50%, added a new area for receiving, put in high density racking, new cooler, new freezer, all will enable us to better serve the community.
An important timing because the need is still there. You're helping a lot of families, but the resources that you guys have had have gone away.
That's right, Sean. We're still serving about 50,000 households every single week, but the support, the financial support, is diminishing. We're seeing less donations, we're seeing less government support, we're seeing less private donations. So it's really, you know, a conflicting where we have this great need and less financial support. So we really need the community to step up and help us with this effort.
And so we have this turkey drive that's happening right now, kicked off over the weekend. Why is that so important, especially as we get closer to our first big holiday of the season?
Well, you know, the holiday meals mean so much to families. And what we are really trying to do is provide support to people in need and provide them with a holiday turkey. And so the turkey drive comes at just a great time to be able to get those turkeys on the tables of families that really need our support.
Great, so let's remind folks about how they can do just that. We know we're aiming for 1,300 turkeys with this particular drive. You can head to the zoo this morning, 9:30 to 12:30. Go to their main parking lot. That's where they will be collecting hopefully frozen turkeys that you can donate, as well as boxes of fresh vegetables. And of course, you can also make a donation in the form of money. They will always greatly appreciate that. And we are here throughout the morning with more information about the work that they are doing and how this all gets put together and they get that food out every day. Reed, back to you.
John, thank you so much. Meanwhile, the Contra Costa and Solano Food Bank says that they are now serving an unprecedented number of people. In fact, they say they're now serving 1 in 4 people in the entire county. Think about that. Coming up at 5 tonight, our Itai Hod spoke to an immigrant mother that critically depends on the food bank to feed her entire family, and she needs it every week. Also, in the spirit of giving, visit our website at kpix.com/give. That's where you can learn how you can donate food, volunteer time, or money. Remember, for every $1 you donate, you purchase 2 meals for a family in need. Nicole?
Well, the race is on in San Francisco to clean up after APEC. Crews have been out taking fences and barricades down. And this morning, most of the streets are back open. But as Betty Yu reports, it's not soon enough for business owners who took a big economic hit from the economic conference. Crews were busy moving and clearing the heavy-duty fencing that defined the landscape near the Moscone Center for more than a week. Several streets remained closed to traffic during what would be the dinner rush. They later reopened around 8 p.m. Though APEC officially ended Friday, many businesses in the area said they didn't see the recovery they were hoping for this weekend.
People still just want to avoid the neighborhood just because of all, there was so many protests and it was so hard to get around the city and stuff like that. So I think in general people just kind of blocked it out of their mind, hey, we'll come back next week.
Scotty Libertori, the bar manager at Lark Bar on Market Street near 3rd, said he saw his regular customers return on Sunday, but not quite as many as he normally see on this day.
It wasn't the large groups we thought they were going to be. We thought we could have got overrun with this whole situation. We had nothing really based off, and we had no idea what to expect. So we were prepared for anything.
He said the bar had extra workers on call, but as it turned out, they weren't needed, and very few APEC attendees wandered in.
It was a whole lot of fuss for no real reason. I don't know why they had these cages and things around, but it didn't affect me one at all.
That's because Dan Galvin said he works next door at Cask, an artisanal liquor store. He lives close enough to walk to work. Around the corner on Yerba Buena Lane, eateries say they saw a steep drop in business and the financial losses were great. Security barricades were still up Sunday.
Supposed to be like yesterday, everything open, but I see guys still everything, no people even around the area, because it's still closed, Even us, we still this morning, I have some vendors. I tell them that everything should be open, but they came here, they cannot even deliver for us.
Kareem, who didn't want to identify his eatery, said even his regulars are still staying away.
Even today is Sunday, but still it's very slow, the restaurant is empty. We're just hoping it's gonna be better.
But as that Thanksgiving week is typically slow for restaurants in the area, so it'll be hard to make up those losses.
We just expected it to be one of these normal conferences we have, and it was clearly a different animal.